remind me to do this in the next order, in the other order next time. Hang tight. Set up your meeting for YouTube. You're listening to the audio. We do have slides, or even, what's the word I'm looking for? We'll do like visuals. So we appreciate you supporting the podcast. However, for the most value, strongly encourage you to join www.ineedsalessupport.com. ineedsalessupport.com. Simple and easy. And hey, at least for now, it's free for a free resource. So we're going to call these Money Mondays. Today is the 13th of August. And one of the biggest things I can recommend for you, this is going to take 10 minutes. Okay. It's going to take 10 minutes. One of the biggest things I can recommend to anyone, entrepreneur, if you're an individual contributor, if you're a sales manager, if you're the sales director, hey, shout out to the sales director over there. If you're an extrovert, introvert, you're new to business, tenured in business, you have to have a plan every week. And what's interesting is we'll have a meal plan, right? And we'll have maybe a workout plan. We'll have everything except a sales plan. I don't know. I don't know why that is. This is the part of your business that impacts whether or not you make payroll, right? Whether or not you make rent, whether or not you're going to have a business next year. Is the revenue of your business. You have to have a sales plan. So sales plan is really, really simple. It has 3 parts. And here's a little tip. I'm going to tell you number 3 first. You can have a revenue target, but what's really important is revenue generating activity. What do I mean by that? It's not the same thing. You cannot control your revenue. You could just snap your fingers and say, hey, it's $1 million company. That'd be great. Hire me. I'll shut everything down right now. I'll come work for you. So you can't set a revenue target. Excuse me, you can't control the revenue. You can only control the revenue generating activity. And that impacts revenue. It's a very simple shift. It's a concept they got from the 12-week year. This with you. 12-week year by Brian and Brian, I think his name was. I won't say Jay Papasan. I misspelled it, Jay, apologize. And what happens is, like, let's go back to the weight example. Let's say my plan is to lose weight. Well, you really can't just lose weight. What can you do? You can eat well. You can rest well. Rest is a huge part of losing weight. You can reduce stress, right? That could be meditation or breathing. You can exercise. And what's fascinating about this concept is I think you can intuitively see whether or not this is a personal goal of yours or not, that those activities drive the result. Right? So let's go back to our sales strategy, sales plan, right? If our goal is, let's say we want to make $10,000 this week, not too crazy. That's another day in the life of an entrepreneur. It's month. So the first thing we say, listen, are we going to work Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday? All right. So Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., I'm going to prospect. What does that mean? I'm going to tell new people about my business. And this is another training we'll have to visit maybe on Workshop Wednesday. We tell them about the problems. Just tell them, hey, this is New Skills New You, how you doing? We'll say, hey, you're struggling to grow your business and your revenue is on random. Join sales support group, right? We start problem first, but that's another training. So we can control how many people we tell. Let's say we're going to follow up with appointments from the last 30 days. So folks we've talked to but didn't buy, okay? Let's say we will host, we could do, look, leave my example. Let's host a seminar or a workshop, right? A live virtual event. You don't have to buy chairs and tables and rent out a space. Virtual event, no excuses. And we're going to invite so about 50 people. And so what happens is, oh, and we're going to make an offer. Make an offer. That's important. A lot of people don't hear yes because they just don't ask. And so what happens is these activities get us closer and closer to our 5-figure week. And you're like, well, Bruce, I'm not even doing 5 figures a month. That's perfect. Then I want you to stretch your targets so that you'll stretch your activities. I want you to increase the goal so that you'll increase your effort and your thinking. I don't want you to just work harder, but I want you to say, hey, if I'm going to hit this 10,000 a week, what do I need to do differently? How many people do I need to talk to in order to make that a reality? Now, so let's break this down. What is a sales plan? So a sales plan has got 3 pieces to it. First is the activity. That's the first thing. Start a new page. How many actions are we going to complete? Right? That's emails, that's texts, that's DMs, that's phone calls. I love phone calls. People aren't picking up the phone and calling anymore. So it means when you call, you're already standing in. You're like, oh, Bruce, I hate being on the phone. Hire someone else to do it. Until then, you got to do it so you can hire someone else to do it. The next thing is the offer. I separate this from activity. It's so important. You're not going to make an offer to the very first person, very first conversation, right? Think about that. If you were in the line at Starbucks and you, instead of introducing yourself, say, hey, I'm Bruce, you just say, hey, will you marry me? It doesn't make sense. It'll be weird. You might get kicked out of Starbucks. Well, you have to make that introduction first. You have to, and this is where the course, I think it's conversations to client comes in. We have to figure out what problem they have and then offer the solution. So I'm separating the activity from the offer because the activity might be 10 LinkedIn connections. Well, I haven't had a conversation yet. The activity might be going live on Facebook. Okay, but I haven't had the conversation yet. So the offer is separate from the outreach. So let's change activity to prospect, just to keep it simple. Right? Prospecting means we're going to find new opportunities. The offer is giving that person a chance to work with you, giving that person or that business a chance to tell you yes. It's very difficult to make any money if you don't make any offers. Because, and this hasn't really happened to me, where someone just calls me up and say, hey, can I pay you some money? Like, I don't know. If that happens to you, let me know. I have always had to make an offer. I've always had to give the invitation to work with me. So more offers equals more money. And then the last but not least is follow-up. You ever heard the fortune is in the follow-ups? Old sales thing. A lot of people aren't going to tell you yes. So the people that you made offers to last week, or the people that you've reached out to last week, you want to follow up with them. I recommend adding value, right? Subscribe. And this can be something educational, informational, useful, actionable. And then it can be, it should be something that you've already created. I don't want you to give away free consultations. I don't want you to, I don't even like free trials because it's got to be a low impact on your time, but a high value to the potential client. So that we subscribe to a newsletter, download checklist, right? It can be, I like giving away digital courses. That's something I've already made and I can use over and over again. Uh, Something to educate them on the problem you solve, what it's like to work with you, build some familiarity, build that confidence. I don't like to call it trust because people buy things from strangers all the time, right? You'll buy tacos from the taco stand on the side of the road, knowing they haven't had a health inspection ever. Right? So I don't want to talk about trust, but it's confidence. You smell it, you see the line out front, you're like, man, this is going to be good, right? You have confidence it's going to be good. So these things can help build confidence in your solution, and they'll trade you some money to get rid of their problem. All right. So that's how you build a sales plan for the week. Who are we going to reach out to? How many people are we going to reach out to? How many offers are we going to make? And then, hey, we're going to follow with folks from last week, from last month. And this is where, if you haven't already, maybe you're watching this on YouTube, maybe you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform. So I need salessupport.com. We do trainings like this 4 times a week so that you can hear yes more often without sounding salesy. You can have sales success for your business. All right, my name is Bruce Hill, New Skills with You. I promise you to be short. Monday mornings, it's time to go get it. All right, cheers to your success. We'll see you on the next sales support